The hard truth about depending on people life will teach you this lesson again and again. If you depend on others to carry you, you will fall. If you expect people to always be there for you, you will be disappointed. If you think your friends, your family, or the crowd will save you, you will be left broken. The truth is this: no one is your friend when it comes to chasing your destiny. No one will care about your dream the way you do. No one will sacrifice the way you must. No one will fight your battles for you. People may cheer you for a moment, but when it gets hard, when it gets ugly, when it costs too much, most will disappear. And you need to understand that now, not later, now. Because if you build your future depending on people, you are building it on sand. And when the storm comes, it will collapse. Look around your own life. How many times have you been let down? How many times did you expect support but found silence? How many times did you think you had a friend, only to discover they were with you only as long as it was easy? That is not betrayal. That is human nature. People are not obligated to carry you. People are not built to carry you. That weight is yours. No one is your friend when it comes to your discipline. No one will wake you up early. No one will drag you to the gym. No one will force you to write, to work, to train, to study. That's on you. And the sooner you stop depending on others, the stronger you become. Here's the truth. People love to celebrate success, but few will stand with you in struggle. They'll clap when you win, but they'll vanish when you lose. They'll praise you when you rise, but they'll mock you when you fall. And if your strength depends on their cheers, you'll never rise again. That's why the first step to power is independence. Emotional independence, mental independence, spiritual independence. The ability to say, even if no one believes in me, I believe in myself. Even if no one supports me, I will support myself. Even if no one stands with me, I will stand anyway. Depending on others makes you weak. Depending on yourself makes you unbreakable. Think about history. Every great leader, every great achiever, every great dreamer walked a lonely road. They were doubted. They were rejected. They were abandoned. But they didn't quit because people left. They didn't fold because people doubted. They stood alone if necessary. And that's why they became great. So ask yourself, where am I dependent too much on others? Where am I waiting for help instead of moving myself? Where am I relying on friends instead of relying on discipline? Be honest, because those answers reveal why you feel stuck. You must accept this hard truth. No one is your friend in the fight for your dream. People can encourage you, yes. They can inspire you, yes. But they cannot carry you. They cannot save you. They cannot fight for you. That fight is yours. So stop waiting for someone to pick you up. Stop waiting for someone to rescue you. Stop waiting for someone to cheer you. Stand up on your own 2 feet. Push yourself, lift yourself, carry yourself, because no one else will. Every day, remind yourself, I will not depend on others. I will depend on myself. I will not wait for friends to save me. I will save myself. I will not rely on the crowd. I will build my own strength, because the truth is this: no one is your friend when it comes to building your destiny. But if you stop depending on others, if you rise alone, you will become unstoppable. Why self-reliance builds unbreakable strength. Listen closely. The moment you stop leaning on others, the moment you decide, I will depend on me and me alone, something powerful happens. You become stronger than you ever imagined. Depending on others makes you fragile. because when they leave, you collapse. When they betray, you break. When they fail you, you fall. But when you build yourself on self-reliance, you cannot be broken, you cannot be shaken, you cannot be controlled. Think of steel. Steel is forged in fire, not in comfort. Pressure, heat, hammering. That's what makes it unbreakable. And that's exactly what self-reliance does for you. When you carry your own weight, when you fight your own battles, when you face the fire alone, you harden into something no disappointment, no betrayal, no abandonment can destroy. People talk about strength like it's just physical, number. True strength is mental, emotional, spiritual. The kind of strength that says, even if the world turns its back on me, I will rise. Self-reliance builds that strength because when you stop waiting for help, you start helping yourself. When you stop depending on motivation from others, you learn discipline. When you stop expecting support, you find resilience. And here's the truth. Life will always test you. It will strip you down. It will take away the applause. It will silence the encouragement. It will leave you standing alone asking yourself, do I still have the will to keep going? And the only answer that matters is the one that comes from inside of you. The world is not your safety net. Friends are not your foundation. People are not your ladder. If you want to climb, build your own legs strong enough to carry you. Because if your success depends on others holding you up, you'll never climb high enough to see the top. Stop expecting people to check on you. Stop waiting for friends to remind you. Stop relying on family to push you. Push yourself. Motivate yourself. Discipline yourself. Because when you master that, no storm, no loss, no betrayal can stop you. Self-reliance doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean you reject love, friendship, or community. It means you don't need them to survive. You don't need them to move. You don't need them to succeed. You choose strength with or without them. And that's why self-reliance is the secret weapon. It makes you unstoppable. People can leave. You still stand. People can betray. You still rise. People can doubt. You still win. So tell yourself every day, I will not depend on anyone else for my strength. I will not depend on anyone else for my discipline. I will not depend on anyone else for my destiny, my life, my dream, my fight, my responsibility. Because no one is your friend when it comes to building your greatness. But if you master self-reliance, you will never again fear losing people. You will never again fear being alone, because you will know you are enough. The illusion of friendship. Why most people are temporary in your life. Let's be real. Most of the people you call friends are not really friends. They're associates. They're companions of convenience. They're passengers on your journey as long as the road is smooth. And here's the truth, when life gets messy, when the storm comes, when the fire burns hot, most of them will vanish, not because they're evil, not because they hate you, but because most people are temporary, temporary in their loyalty, temporary in their commitment, temporary in their love. And if you build your life on the illusion that people will always be there, you will be crushed when they leave. Understand this. A friend who disappears when you struggle is not your enemy. They are just temporary. A friend who claps when you win but is silent when you lose is not a villain. They are just temporary. A friend who promises to stay but walks away when the road gets hard is not cursed. They are just temporary. And the danger is not that they leave. The danger is that you believe they were permanent. That's why you cannot depend on people for your stability, because people change. Feelings change, circumstances change. And if your strength is tied to them, your strength will collapse when they do. You must learn to see clearly, learn to value people for what they are, not for what you hope they will be. Appreciate their presence, but don't depend on it. Be grateful for their support, but don't build your life around it. Enjoy their company, but don't make it your foundation. Because the truth is this: the only permanent friend you have in this world is yourself. The only person who will always be with you is the one in the mirror. And if you can't stand alone with that person, no amount of company will ever save you. Think about it. When you cry alone at night, who wipes your tears? When your heart is broken, who feels that pain the deepest? When your dream is on the line, who pays the price in sweat and sacrifice? Not them. You. Always you. So stop living in the illusion. Stop calling everyone your friend. Stop expecting loyalty from people who were never built to carry you. Accept the reality. Most people are temporary, and that's okay. It's okay, because when you stop depending on them, when you stop expecting them to be what they cannot be, you set yourself free, free to stand alone, free to move forward, free to rise without fear of abandonment. And here's the beauty: when you no longer need people, you can finally appreciate the ones who stay. You can finally see who's real. You can finally recognize the rare ones, the few who stand with you in the fire, not just in the sunshine. But you'll only see them once you stop leaning on everyone else. So remember this truth: the illusion of friendship is dangerous. Don't let it blind you. Don't let it trap you. Don't let it weaken you. Most people are temporary, but you are permanent. You are the anchor. You are the foundation. And when you build your strength on that truth, nothing and no one can take it away. Betrayal and abandonment, turning pain into power. Betrayal, abandonment, two of the deepest wounds a human can feel. When someone you trusted stabs you in the back, when someone you believed in walks away, when someone who promised to stand with you suddenly disappears, it cuts deeper than almost anything else. Because betrayal doesn't just hurt your heart, it shakes your faith in people. It makes you question everything. And here's the truth you must face: betrayal is inevitable. Abandonment is unavoidable. At some point, someone you trust will hurt you. At some point, someone you love will leave you. At some point, someone you thought was forever will prove to be temporary. But listen to me. That pain does not have to destroy you. That pain can build you. That pain can teach you. That pain can turn into power. Because betrayal shows you who people really are. Abandonment shows you who you really are. And once you see clearly, once you accept reality, you stop living in illusions. You stop depending on people who were never meant to carry you. You stop begging for loyalty that was never in their hearts to give. You must learn to take that pain and use it. Use it as fuel. Use it as fire. Use it as the reason you rise higher, stronger, harder. When betrayal cuts you, don't bleed weakness, bleed strength. When abandonment crushes you, don't collapse, stand taller. When rejection slams the door, don't cry at the doorstep. Build your own house. Pain can break you, but pain can also make you, and the choice is always yours. Think about history. The greatest leaders, the strongest warriors, the most powerful dreamers, every one of them was betrayed. Every one of them was abandoned. Every one of them was rejected. But instead of letting it destroy them, they let it fuel them. They turned betrayal into determination. They turned abandonment into independence. They turned rejection into resilience. And that is the key. Betrayal doesn't mean you are weak. Abandonment doesn't mean you are worthless. Rejection doesn't mean you are finished. It means you are being forged. It means life is testing you. It means the fire is burning away the weak parts of you so the unbreakable parts can emerge. So stop crying over who left. Stop begging for who betrayed. Stop chasing after who abandoned you. Let them go. Let them walk. Let them reveal themselves, because every person who leaves is simply clearing the path for you to stand alone. You don't need them. You never did. The pain they gave you is proof that you were depending too much on them. Now you know better. Now you are stronger. Now you are free. Repeat this to yourself. Their betrayal will not break me. Their abandonment will not end me. Their rejection will not stop me. I will use the pain. I will use the fire. I will use the scars. And I will rise, because betrayal is not the end. Abandonment is not the end. It's the beginning of your independence. It's the beginning of your true strength. It's the beginning of the life you were meant to live. A life built not on others, but on yourself. Building an unstoppable mindset, becoming your own best friend. Here's the reality. If you don't learn how to be your own best friend, life will crush you. Too many people collapse because they keep waiting for someone to cheer them on, to motivate them, to pull them out of the pit. But what happens when no one shows up? What happens when the phone is silent, the messages don't come, the crowd disappears? If you don't have your own voice inside you telling you to get up, to keep going, to keep fighting, you will stay down. That's why the most powerful thing you can ever build is not wealth, not fame, not applause. It's your mindset, because your mindset decides whether you quit or continue. Your mindset decides whether you see failure as the end or as the beginning. Your mindset decides whether you crumble under pressure or rise from it. And the unstoppable mindset is built on this truth. I don't need anyone else to validate me, to push me, to save me. I am enough. I can push myself. I can validate myself. I can save myself. When you learn to be your own best friend, everything changes. You stop begging for encouragement because you encourage yourself. You stop waiting for support because you support yourself. You stop depending on others for love because you love yourself. Think about it. When you talk to yourself, what do you say? Do you tear yourself down, or do you build yourself up? Do you repeat your failures, or do you remind yourself of your strengths? Do you drown yourself in doubt, or do you flood your mind with faith? Because the voice inside you is louder than any voice outside of you. And if that voice is weak, you'll always be weak. But if that voice is strong, no matter what the world throws at you, you'll stand. Being your own best friend doesn't mean arrogance. It means resilience. It means when others leave, you still have someone with you, and that someone is you. It means when doubt creeps in, your inner voice shouts louder, I can, I will, I must. Your mindset must become a shield against negativity, a shield against fear, a shield against betrayal, because the world will throw darts at you. But if your mindset is unshakable, nothing can pierce you. And here's the secret. The mindset is built daily. You don't wake up unstoppable. You make yourself unstoppable through discipline, through affirmations, through refusing to let your failures define you, through choosing every single day to rise, no matter how many times you fall. So stop depending on others to lift you. Build your own ladder. Stop waiting for others to clap. Clap for yourself. Stop expecting others to push you. Push yourself. Because once you master your mindset, once you truly become your own best friend, you will discover something incredible. You don't just survive life, you dominate it. You don't just endure pain, you use it. You don't just chase dreams, you catch them. And when the world looks at you and asks, how do you keep going when everyone else gave up? The answer will be simple, because I stopped depending on them and I started depending on me. Walking alone. Why independence is freedom. Most people are terrified of walking alone. They cling to groups. They cling to approval. They cling to the company, even if that company is dragging them down. But here's the truth. The road to greatness is often walked alone. And the fear of solitude is exactly what keeps people trapped in mediocrity. Walking alone doesn't mean you hate people. It doesn't mean you reject love. It doesn't mean you don't care. It means you are strong enough to move forward, whether they walk with you or not. Independence is freedom. Freedom from needing validation. Freedom from begging for support. Freedom from waiting for permission. Freedom from being chained to people who don't share your vision. Think about it. Every breakthrough in history, every leader, every inventor, every visionary, they walked alone first. They believed when nobody else believed. They worked when nobody else worked. They saw what nobody else saw. And that's the price of independence. You will be misunderstood. You will be judged. You will be mocked. They will say, who do you think you are? They will laugh at your dreams. They will doubt your vision. And sometimes, yes, it will hurt, but that hurt is worth it. Because while they're laughing, you're building. While they're doubting, you're growing. While they're mocking, you're rising. Walking alone forces you to face yourself. It forces you to discover your weaknesses, your fears, your limits, and it forces you to conquer them. Because when there's no one left to carry you, you learn to carry yourself. And that kind of strength, no one can take it from you. Independence means you're not waiting for someone to hand you opportunities. You create them. Independence means you're not waiting for someone to lift you. You lift yourself. Independence means you're not bound by the opinions of others. You're driven by the vision inside you. And here's the beauty. When you learn to walk alone, you stop being afraid of loneliness. You stop being afraid of silence. You stop being afraid of rejection. You realize that solitude is not a curse. It is a gift, because in solitude, you grow. In solitude, you plan. In solitude, you strengthen. Yes, walking alone can feel heavy. Yes, it can feel dark. Yes, it can feel endless. But freedom is on the other side. The kind of freedom where nobody can control you, nobody can break you, nobody can stop you. So the next time you find yourself alone, don't fear it. Don't fight it. Embrace it. Use it. Because independence is the birthplace of greatness. Say this to yourself: I don't need the crowd. I don't need their approval. I don't need their permission. I will walk alone if I must. I will carry my dream by myself, and I will not stop until the world sees what I see. Because the truth is simple. If you cannot walk alone, you will never go far. But if you embrace independence, there is no limit to how far you can rise. The power of standing alone, becoming untouchable. There comes a moment in your journey when you realize something life-changing. You no longer fear being left. You no longer fear betrayal. You no longer fear loneliness. Why? because you have built yourself into someone who can stand alone. And when you can stand alone, you become untouchable. People can leave, but you will not fall. Opportunities can vanish, but you will not break. Storms can rage, but you will not bend, because your roots are too deep, your foundation is too strong, and your strength is not borrowed, it is your own. Standing alone means this: you are no longer controlled by the opinions of others. Their approval doesn't move you. Their rejection doesn't stop you. Their applause doesn't blind you. You are free. Free from the chains of needing them. Free from the prison of waiting on them. Free from the weight of depending on them. And that kind of freedom, that kind of strength, it makes you dangerous, dangerous to fear, dangerous to doubt, dangerous to anyone who ever thought you collapse without them. Because when you stand alone, you prove a truth that terrifies the world. You can't be broken. Think about it. The strongest steel is forged in fire, alone. The tallest trees grow by standing against storms, alone. The brightest stars shine in the darkest skies, alone. And you were built to be the same. Standing alone does not mean you will always be alone. It means you no longer need anyone to validate you, to hold you up, to keep you going. It means that if people come, you are stronger. And if they leave, you are still unshaken. That is true power. The power of knowing that everything you need is already inside you. The power of knowing that your worth, your strength, your destiny, none of it depends on them. The power of knowing that you are enough. So when the world tries to silence you, stand louder. When life tries to break you, stand taller. When people try to abandon you, stand stronger. Because the one who can stand alone cannot be defeated. Say this to yourself until it burns into your spirit. I am enough. I am strong. I can stand alone. I cannot be broken. Because once you embrace this truth, once you step fully into your independence, once you stop needing anyone to carry you, you will discover something unstoppable. You are untouchable. Stand alone, stand strong, because when the world sees that you cannot be broken, they will finally understand you never needed them. You only needed you.